In this short video, we will learn how to start Microsoft Visio, and we will also understand various categories of diagrams available within Microsoft Visio. Let us learn how to start Microsoft Visio. To start Microsoft Visio, click on the Windows icon present on the bottom left of your screen. Now you will see list of programs will come up within which Visio 2013 is also available. So now I click on Visio 2013 to open the Visio 2013 program. The program will open up. So here you can see there are several featured diagrams which are available, but we first go to the categories area. So Visio has provided numerous templates organized under several categories. They are business, engineering, flowchart, general, map, floor and plans, network, schedule, software and database, etc. Categories like business, flowchart, schedule, software and database, and even some diagrams in network are very important for business analysts. We will learn about them one by one. Now we will learn about the diagramming templates available in the business category. This is a very useful category, and now we will click on it and see what are the diagramming templates available here. So you can see several diagramming templates which are there are audit diagram, brainstorming diagram, cause and effect diagram, chart and graphs, EPC diagram, fault tree analysis, ITIL diagram, marketing chart and diagrams, organization chart wizard, pivot diagram, Six Sigma diagram, TQM diagram, and value stream map. These are very useful diagrams. Some of them are used more than others. Let us learn about them in a brief manner. Audit diagram is used mainly in the accounting and financial management area for fiscal information tracking, money management, decision flow charts, etc. Brainstorming diagram is another important diagram used for business analysis. You can capture the brainstorming session and various ideas which have come up from various stakeholders. So whenever there is a brainstorming session within the stakeholders, you can capture the output through this brainstorming diagram. Cause and effect diagram is also known as the Ishikawa diagram. So it is useful for doing deep analysis. Create cause and effect diagrams, also known as fishbone or Ishikawa diagrams, to systematically review factors that affect to contribute to a given situation. Then comes chart and graphs. So you can prepare beautiful chart and graphs in Microsoft Visio. I read it out. Chart and graph contains chart and graph shapes for financial and sales report, profit and loss statements, budgets, statistical analysis, accounting tasks, market projections, and annual reports. EPC diagram. Create event-driven processes, chain EPC diagrams to document business processes. You can even document SAP processes through EPC diagram. Fault tree analysis. Fault tree analysis is an important diagram and you can use it in your problem solving methods. Create fault tree diagrams to document business processes. Then comes ITIL diagram. You can create ITIL diagram to document best practices in management of information technology service processes based on the Information Technology Information Library Standard. ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. Marketing charts and diagrams. Use of process diagramming, benchmarking simulation, path routing, resources, what if analysis, deployment charts, target sales pyramid, activity-based costing, and task management can be done here. Organization chart. Organization chart is one of the popular diagramming templates available in Visio. We use it many a times. So we can create diagrams for human resources management, staff organization, office administration, and management structures. Business analysts can use this organization chart template for stakeholder analysis. Organization chart wizard. You can use this wizard to make a quick diagram. Then comes pivot diagram. Use your own data to automatically create hierarchical diagram, group and total your data for visual analysis and presentation. So here you can pivot or you can attach your data from Excel file or some other database, and this diagram will basically refresh it automatically as the data changes. Then Six Sigma diagram. Six Sigma diagram is utilized by Six Sigma professionals, and you can also utilize this template to prepare a Six Sigma diagram. TQM stands for Total Quality Management. You can prepare a TQM diagramming template. Then comes the value stream map. Create a value stream map to illustrate the flow of material and information in lean manufacturing process. So you see, there is a wide variety of business diagramming templates available here. You may not be using all of them, but depending upon the project and depending upon your organization, you can utilize these templates. And while you utilize these diagramming templates, you capture information in an effective manner and you portray an image of a professional. Let us learn about the engineering category of diagramming templates available within Microsoft Visio. So you can see here that various templates which are there are basic electrical, circuits and logic, fluid power, industrial control systems, part and assembly drawing, piping and instrumentation, process flow diagram, and systems. So it is obvious that this category of diagrams are relevant for electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, chemical and instrumentation engineers, and not very much applicable to business analysts and in IT industry. After having learned diagram templates available in the business and engineering categories, now it is time to focus on the flowchart category. So now I am clicking on the flowchart category. Here you can see several diagram templates are available. They are basic flowchart, BPMN diagram, cross-functional flowchart, IDEFO diagram, Microsoft SharePoint 2010 workflow, Microsoft SharePoint 2013 workflow, SDL diagram, workflow diagram 3D. Basic flowchart. I remember my early days as a business analyst in the year 1997. Basic flowcharting technique and cross-functional flowcharting technique was very popular. In the basic flowchart technique, we draw the diagram top to bottom. And here we create information tracking diagrams, process planning diagrams, structure prediction diagrams, etc. Many companies still use basic flowchart diagrams, whereas several other companies have migrated to what we call as the BPMN diagram or business process model and notation diagram. Business process model and notation diagram is a very popular business process mapping and modeling technique within IT companies today. In fact, if you are deep in your BPM and modeling skills, you will find that you are welcome by IT companies all over the world. Then comes the cross-functional flowchart. In a cross-functional flowchart, we show the relationship of a business process and the organizational units or functional units who carry out these business processes. So These units can be departments which are responsible for the steps in the process. IDEFO diagram. IDEFO diagrams are not very popular diagrams these days. They are derived from the SADT technique, which is the structural analysis and design technique. So here you can create hierarchical diagrams using the IDEFO process charting models. Then comes Microsoft SharePoint 2010 or 2010 workflow. Microsoft SharePoint is being deployed at large corporations for document management, for information management, and for information sharing purposes. So here you can create annotated workflow diagrams for Microsoft SharePoint Server 2010. Workflows can be exported for configuration in Microsoft SharePoint Designer 2010 as well. Microsoft SharePoint 2013 workflow. So SharePoint 2013, as is obvious, is the next version of Microsoft SharePoint 2010. So you can prepare similar diagrams which are compatible with Microsoft SharePoint 2013. Then comes the SDL diagram. SDL diagram is a technique not very popular, but here you can create object-oriented diagrams for communication and telecommunication system networks using the specification and description language. So telecommunication systems and the communication industry uses it. As I have mentioned, not very popular with information technology industry. Workflow diagram. Workflow diagram is yet another method to capture the information flow and business process automation. So you can see here the workflow diagram template is providing very beautiful and eye-catching shapes which you can utilize in your diagram. Then there is a workflow diagram 3D. So here you can capture the workflow diagram. You can capture the business automation which is going on. If you are re-engineering a business process, you can prepare a re-engineered process here. And this is yet another method to capture workflow in a beautiful manner. So this is all about the diagramming templates available within the flowchart category. As a consultant, as a business analyst, as a manager, you can utilize many of these templates. And of course, BPM and diagramming template is one template which you cannot do without. So you have to master the business process model and notation template. And also it will help if you can create quick cross-functional flowcharts and basic flowcharts, because sometimes there can be stakeholders who are more comfortable in the flowcharting technique. Now we will learn about the general category diagram templates and mapped floors and plans available within Visio 2013. Both these categories are not utilized by business analysts, business consultants, and managers in their day-to-day usage. Let's see what's there in the general category. So there are three diagrams: basic diagram, block diagram, and block diagram with perspective. In a basic diagram, you can utilize basic geometric shapes, arrow shapes, decorative and graph shapes for making a general diagram. In a block diagram, you can utilize 2D and 3D shapes and directional lines for feedback loops and annotated functional decomposition, data structure, hierarchical signal flow, and data flow block diagrams. A block diagram with perspective contains 3D geometric shapes and directional lines. Then comes the mapped floors and plans. Mapped floors and plans can be utilized by architects, and as you can see here, you can prepare beautiful directional maps, directional map 3D, electrical and telecom plan, floor plan, home plan, HVAC control logic diagram, HVAC plan, office layout, plant layout, plumbing and piping plan, reflected ceiling plan, security and access plan, site plan, and space plan. So As an IT business analyst or IT consultant, you may not be utilizing this category, but some of these diagramming templates like a directional map 3D or let's say an office layout, if you display your artistic capabilities and if you wish to display that you can do so much beyond your job, you can utilize these templates. Visio as a diagramming software is utilized by various category of professionals. Infrastructure professionals utilize the network category diagramming templates to the maximum. Within the network category diagramming templates are Active Directory, Basic Network Diagram, Basic Network Diagram 3D, Detailed Network Diagram, Detailed Network Diagram 3D, where shapes you can see are shown in three-dimensional nature, LDAP directory, and rack diagram. As a business analyst, you may not be utilizing these diagrams, but surely please get to the details so that whenever you come across this diagram, you are able to understand it quickly. So let's quickly go through various diagrams available. Active Directory. Document Active Directory services can be mapped and shapes are available which represent common Active Directory objects. Basic network diagram. You can create a simple network design or network architecture diagram using basic network and computer equipment shapes. Then basic network diagram in 3D. So here you can see this is the icon for the printer, database, mobile phone, laptop, and a computer or a server. So you can utilize these shapes available to prepare a beautiful diagram. Detailed network diagram. You can create a detailed physical logical network architecture diagram using a comprehensive set of network and computer equipment shapes. To repeat again, that these diagrams are used by the IT infrastructure professionals. Detailed network diagram in 3D, where you see the shapes have the three-dimensional images. LDAP directory. You can create LDAP or lightweight directory access protocol objects here. Then the rack diagram. So you can design and document rack systems using rack network equipment shapes. So this is about the diagramming templates which are available in the network category. Now let us learn about an important category which is the schedule. So whenever we do program management, whenever we do project management, or whenever we track issues, we can utilize this schedule category of diagramming templates. So within the schedule category, we have calendar, Gantt chart, PERT chart, timeline. So through the calendar category, you can create a visual of a calendar with a format of a day or a week, multiple week, months or years. You can also annotate your calendars using event, appointment and art shapes. So you can prepare this visual artifact and utilize it in your documents or publish it for the stakeholders. Then comes the Gantt chart. Gantt chart is a typical project management or project tracking visual, and here you can create Gantt charts for project management, task management, schedules, timetables, agendas, goal setting, and for project life cycles. Then comes the PERT chart. PERT is the abbreviation for Program Evaluation Review Technique. So PERT charts can also be prepared for management schedules, timetables, agendas, work breakdown structures, critical path method, project life cycle, goal setting, and timelines. Gantt chart, PERT chart are very important for project coordinators, and at times as a business analyst, you act as a program manager or you act as a project coordinator. So you should be good in preparing these charts. Then comes the timeline. Timeline chart is a very simple but a very useful chart. And here you can create linear timelines with milestones and interval markers. So these are the four category of diagrams which you can utilize from the scheduling area: calendar, Gantt chart, pod chart, and timeline. I am sure by now you are eager to get into the diagramming templates available in the software and database category. It is for the fact that most of the diagramming templates which a business analyst uses in his day-to-day work are available here. But before we focus on those important diagramming templates, let's just glance through what is available within this category. So they are Chance database notation, COM and OLE, conceptual website, cross-put database notation, data flow diagram, data flow model, enterprise application, IDFlex database notation, program structure, UML activity, UML class, UML database notation, UML sequence, UML state machine, UML use case, and website map and wireframe diagram. You see, Visio is a powerful and a versatile diagramming software. It is utilized by IT professionals, not only business analysts, but also architects and infrastructure professionals who deal with IT infrastructure. So you can see here various category of diagrams are utilized by various category of professionals. So say for example, COM and OLE diagram will be more suitable to an architect or designer, whereas UML activity diagram will be utilized more by business analysts. So now it's time to go through these diagrams one by one. So through Chance database notation, you can prepare an entity relationship diagram. COM and OLE. COM stands for Component Object Model and OLE stands for Object Linking and Embedding. COM and OLE diagrams can be prepared by architects and they can create systems or diagrams of public exposed interfaces. COM interfaces and OLE interfaces are utilized in object-oriented programming. An example of an OLE application is basically how we embed and say, for example, an Excel file in a PowerPoint document or in a Microsoft Word document. So that is object linking and embedding. Next is the conceptual website. As a business analyst, at times you may find yourself preparing a conceptual website. So here you can design conceptual diagram and high-level architecture of a home page, of a website, and various hyperlinked documents in it. Then comes cross-put database notation. So architects can model a database using the cross-put notation and they can create an entity relationship diagram. Data flow diagram. Data flow diagrams are important. Here, with data flow diagram template, you can create a structured analysis and prepare how information flows within a process or within the system. Next comes the data flow model diagram. Again, this data flow model diagram can be utilized and prepared by the designers. Enterprise application. Enterprise application or enterprise architecture diagrams are prepared by infrastructure specialists. And here you can show how your assets are being utilized. And an enterprise architecture diagram shows PCs, mainframes, and architecture layers being available. Then the IDFlex database notation. You can model a database using IDFlex notation and finally you arrive at an entity relationship diagram. Program structure. Create structural diagrams, flowcharts, and memory diagrams for your software program. Then comes UML activity. UML activity diagram is a very important diagram for business analysts. Activity diagrams are UML behavior diagrams, and they are similar to the flowcharts, or they are similar to business process model diagrams. UML class diagram. UML class diagram describes data types and their relationships, and they are prepared by architects. As a business analyst, it will help you if you are able to read class diagrams in detail. UML database notation. You can model a database using UML by utilizing this diagram. UML sequence diagram. UML sequence diagram is again a UML behavior diagram to be prepared by business analysts. A sequence diagram represents the sequence of messages between instance of classes, components, subsystems, or actors. UML state machine diagram. A state machine diagram captures the states through which an entity goes through. And a business analyst will typically prepare a state machine diagram while he conducts requirements analysis and documentation. And you utilize the UML state machine notation to create graph of states and transitions between the states that describes the response to an object to outside stimuli. Then comes the UML use case diagram. Many business analysts start their project by preparing high-level use case diagrams. Use case notations are simple, and these are very effective diagrams, and as a business analyst, you have to master them. Website map. Again, at times you may find yourself preparing a map of a website. Wireframe diagrams. Wireframing is a typical business analysis technique where you create medium fidelity wireframe diagrams which you can show to your stakeholders, and you can utilize it for prototyping and designing once the stakeholder gives the primary okay. So this is all about various software and database diagrams available within Microsoft Visio. To wrap up, in this video, we have covered various diagramming templates available in Visio, organized under business, engineering, flowchart, general, maps and floor plans, network, schedule, and software and database categories. Do utilize these diagramming templates to prepare effective diagrams for your stakeholders. Friends, thank you for going through this video. I am sure now you are aware about various diagram categories available and diagram templates provided to you by Visio 13. You are also now aware about important diagrams for business analysts, business consultants, and managers. I strongly urge you to visit our website www.qbi.in. It contains rich resources on IT business analysis, Six Sigma, business consulting, and agile methodologies like Scrum and extreme programming. For your feedback, don't ever hesitate to call me on my number, which is given here. Thank you once again and wishing you a great day.